My name's Kasib Sabir. Born and raised in Boston, Dorchester, Roxbury, Grove Hall area. Um, you know, Growing up on Interville Street, I have had many various experiences. I grew up in a strong family, two-parent household with my brothers and sisters. One older brother that grew up in the household with me. I have another older brother who didn't grow up in the household with me, and I have a few other siblings. I have a younger brother and two younger sisters as well. I was a very active kid, kind of quiet, but always into sports, always like to be active. I grew up in an era when kids was outside every single day. Like, even if I had a video game, I'd rather be outside any day over a video game, or, playing baseball right here in this field over here. Matter of fact, those rocks over there, they put those rocks in the field because we used to play baseball over there. And one time, we broke a couple of those windows over there. So it was like an elderly couple that lived there, and they knew somebody, and they came and put rocks on all the bases. I don't know if the rocks are still there or whatever, but that ended that. Swimming is probably and I could swim, but not well. And because I'm an athletic person, usually when I attempt to do something that it's in the realm of sports and athleticism, I could do it with, make it at least look good, even if it ain't the best. So it's like, swimming is just like my boy, he was teaching me how to swim, whatever. He's like, yo, you just look awkward as hell in the pool. Like, you just, you look terrible. And so it's just like, it's not like a huge thing, but it's like a little shame there. Like, yo, bro, you just look terrible in the water. You just, even when you're not drowning, you look like you're drowning. So I think that.
What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, man? Last book I read was front to back was The Sorcerer's Apprentice. It's by Charles Johnson. He's an African American writer and author. I believe he's a professor at Washington University, if I'm not mistaken. But he wrote this book called The Ox Herding Tale. It's one of my favorite books that I've read. And it's a story of this slave who, on a drunken night, he switches places with his master. And so he goes and gets into bed with his master's wife, and then the slave master goes and gets into bed with his wife, and it's sort of like the story just gets all crazy from there. That's how the book starts off. But it kind of shows the life of a slave, but in a real introspective and thought out, written, and this man he's like a genius to me, because he just pulls a lot of historical references and literary references and scientific references, where it's like it seemed like he would have to have done the research just to write that one page. He would have had to do hours of research. And so he uses words and language that can be at times kind of difficult to understand. So I like that about him, and it's really flowery. It's just really entertaining, and it's a lot of intricacies, and I really like that. So that was the last book I read from front to back. I'm currently reading Americana, written by Ngozi Adichie. She's a Nigerian woman. I think it's a bestseller, but it pretty much chronicles the life and times of a Nigerian immigrant who's coming to America, and it's sort of like a love story, but it kind of covers her experiences being a student and citizen of Nigeria, and then coming to America and assimilating. But it's also relatable in ways that it relates to the immigrant story across the board. So I feel like even if you're not an immigrant, but if you're black, it'll just cover things about cultural, a lot of cultural references and cues and happenings and traditions that you can just relate to, and it kind of exposes some of the fears and trepidations that people have, but don't necessarily voice all the time. But it's a long read. I'm probably like 100 pages into it, but I like that, so I'm currently reading that. Mm. Mm. That's a good one. Title, movie, book about my life. I think I would call it Jackknife. Jackknife. And the reason why I say that is I feel like my life is and continues to be drawn from many different facets of life. And so in order to survive or thrive or live my life, I've had to use a variety of elements, styles, and tools, just like a jackknife or a multi-tool, but I think jackknife sounds cooler. But yeah, jackknife, I think that. I draw, so I'm a visual artist. I got pretty good at it, you know, and so it's just something I've continued to do. So something I want to do more of, especially like I want to bridge it to painting. So I did a few months back. I did like a painting. It was a self-portrait using acrylic paint, and it came out decent. So I draw, also performing artist, do hip hop, rap music, and a part of a rap group, Men of All Seasons, MOAS. I kind of took a step back from that the last few years because I've been focused on work and school and stuff, but I'm currently working on a project right now with another artist called Langston Peace. And yeah, and I always was into sports, played football, basketball, baseball in high school, and lacrosse. Yeah, so those are some of the talents I've been blessed with. Not being able to provide for my family. So I have a family of my own yet, but once I get married and have a family of my own, hopefully Allah will bless me with some children and a beautiful wife. Not being able to provide for them, I think, would be my biggest fear. Because I feel like I could always provide for myself if I'm able-bodied and I'm healthy. I know how to work, I got skills, but if I wasn't able to provide for my family, whether it was due to an illness or something like that, I think that would be my biggest fear. And probably like being really sick, like getting cancer or something like that would probably be my second fear. And then like randomly, I always was like afraid of like creepy old like witch ladies type things, or like creepy old lady crackheads. I don't know what it is, but that always like freaked me out. Like, I don't like those are my biggest fears. Like a lot of people don't know that, but yeah. Favorite airport? Yo, the San Francisco airport is like the nicest airport I've ever been in. It's like nice. I think this is like a term I've been using recently, is moral compass. I think Islam gives you a moral compass. I can't say there's one favorite thing about Islam, but I think like for me Islam it's like it's for all people, but it just reminds me like being the underdog. and like how you always want to root for the underdog, and like everything could be going right, but they just steal that one win at the end, like to take the championship. Like that's how I feel. You know, just even from the early beginnings, like it was a long shot for this new religion. This man, he's preaching this monotheistic religion, this one God. That was a new concept to some of the people who's preaching and, you know, worshiping these idols. And, you know, he wasn't necessarily on a, you know, in terms of status at the top. And there's these other people he's trying to influence, and then he's being persecuted, and he's having to flee in danger of his life. And to the layman, what he's preaching is he's getting this divine revelation from the Lord through, you know, through an angel. So it sounds like, man, this is incredible. Like this ain't real. So it's like, and then it start off with that little thing where people not believing, calling him a lion and different things like that. And then it blossoms and it's able to spread, and, you know, it brings, you know, education and knowledge to the world. Is like a beacon of light and hope. And I think that's what the underdog is. It's like it looks like it couldn't be nothing or shouldn't be something, and then it just blossoms and becomes this beautiful thing, you know. And so within Islam, like I think for me it represents the underdog type of, or at least not represent, but plays into that, in my spirit, that underdog spirit. I feel like I'm the underdog. My message to the youth is keep your head on a swivel. Don't let them control the conversation. There's always an opportunity to make things right. If you're not getting the answers that you feel that you deserve from the people who are in front of you or your school, go out and seek that knowledge for yourself. Go to the library. Go to your elders, go to your churches, go to your mosques, go to your trusted friends, people who you know can give sound advice, and do for self. So if things aren't right in your life and you feel like you've been dealt a bad hand, switch your cards out. And by that, I mean seeking things in this world that don't cost you anything. It don't cost you no money to go and get yourself educated. And educated, I mean by reading and put in practice what you've learned. Because you could go to school your whole life and be a fool. You could not go to one class and be the wisest man on earth. So you got to educate yourself by reading. You got to find out what's the truth and what's the lie in your own life. And don't let people control the conversation. Don't let people dictate the terms that you use to explain who you are. You find the terms that best represent the language that you feel is best going to represent what you believe and what you stand for, and be consistent, you know? Are you going to fall off? You're going to bounce back. But you know, just be consistent in what you do, and just seek the truth in all things that you do. That's the message I got for the youth. My pockets right now. Got the new Galaxy S6, my cell phone, headphone, listen to my tunes. That's the mic joint. What else I got in here? Got keys, comb for my beard, chapstick, a pen, penny for my thoughts, some more keys for the office. I think I got a little cash on me. Got some more change, some couple dollars, some gum. My passport in case I need to skip town. My wallet, some business card. That's what I got. Gets me through the day.